What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hesse, joined today by the man, Sean Petrucci. How we doing, Sean?
Doing well. How you doing?
Can't complain. Listen, today I do really want to talk about Deivi Garcia, kind of what the Yankees are doing with him, because it seems like they don't really have a plan. But everyone, be sure like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. We're going live before and after every Yankees game this season. The live streams are a blast. Come hang out before or after every Yankees game. But let's kind of get into the topic of today, and that's Deivi Garcia. Deivi, however you want to pronounce it. He emerged as the Yankees. Would we call him the Yankees' top pitching prospect last season?
It's between him and Clark.
Right? I would
and Medina, maybe.
I think I would put Deivi a little bit ahead of Clark, only because he had major league acumen.
A fair shot at a major league attempt, I guess you could call it.
Sure. I mean, he performed decent at the major league level last year. He pitched in 6 games, went 3-2, 4.98 ERA. Had 1 inning of playoff work. I still think that's an atrocity.
We don't speak about that.
But yeah, I think that kind of leads us into the question of what are the Yankees doing with Deivi Garcia, right? Because this goes back to the postseason last year. He was the Yankees' number 2 for the second half of the 60-game season in 2020. And then all of a sudden the playoffs come around, and it seems like they just didn't have trust in him. They have him be the opener for Game 2 of the ALDS. We weren't expecting him to be the opener. We were expecting him to be the starting pitcher, maybe give us 5, 6 max, right? All of a sudden, they bring J Happ out for the second inning, and that kind of pulled the plug on Deivi Garcia's Yankee career for now. Came into spring training battling Domingo Germán for that 5th man rotation spot. Domingo deservingly got the nod. But now it seems like Deivi's rotting away at the alternate site. When Domingo was kind of set down in the beginning of April after a couple of rough starts, we were kind of thinking, you know what, maybe this is the Yankees realizing maybe Deivi Garcia is the guy over Domingo. That's not the case, because on Thursday, Domingo Germán's coming back up to face the Indians. And it really raises the question as to what the Yankees' plan is for Deivi Garcia, because we know he has so much potential, but it seems like right now there's a roadblock in the rotation, and that's Domingo Germán, and for some reason the Yankees view him as a better option.
I think they really first of all, Deivi's 2020 wasn't bad enough to be like, you need more time in the minors, but it wasn't good enough to say you definitely don't need to go back to the minors. It was kind of in the middle. It's like, so it's a tough decision for the Yankees. And coming into spring training, I think Domingo and Deivi were neck and neck. I honestly think that it was just an even race. Let's see who does better. Domingo obviously outperformed Deivi by a mile. So coming into the season, I was okay with Deivi starting at the alternate site. Get him maybe a couple starts at AAA, a little more experience. But Domingo has proved nothing. He's looked really bad. We'll see how he does against Cleveland coming back up. But I say you give Domingo another start or two, and if he's still just can't get it done, you got to bring Deivi up. You have to.
Yeah, and I guess I'm just kind of confused because it seems like the Yankees as an organization have their mind set on certain players, right? And we kind of view the Derek Dietrich situation the same way, right? No matter what happens, it never seems like he's next on the totem pole. And I just don't want that situation to come with Deivi Garcia, especially when Clark Schmidt eventually comes back, because I still think that the Yankees view him as a better option than Deivi. It's just unfortunate because I don't want him to just get lost in the mix. Like, let's say Domingo does come up against Cleveland and has a great start. What does that mean for the future of Deivi Garcia? Do they have a plan for him moving forward? Because it seems like we're not really hearing much about him, right? And it sucks because, like I said, coming off of 2020 when he was the Yankees' number 2, we had high hopes for him coming into the 2021 season. And right now, obviously anything could happen with Domingo Germán performance-wise, but based on his first few starts, I don't think Deivi Garcia could be any worse. I really don't. And if you want to build up this 20-year-old's MLB experience, now would be the time to do it. I think him getting experience at AAA could be good, but I think it might be more beneficial for him at this moment to get that MLB experience.
Yeah, and maybe they just want to build up trade value too. I mean, who knows? He could be a big part of the future, or he could be a big piece of the deadline. We don't really know. And looking forward into next season, Deivi could play a big role in this rotation. Kluber's probably not going to be back.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen with Domingo. We don't know if he's going to still be a Yankee or not. Deivi could fill in a spot. And like you said, maybe Clark gets that spot over Deivi. And then once again, what are we doing with Deivi? Like, we don't want it to turn into another Clint Frazier situation where we don't know what's going to happen with him. He has all the talent in the world. He's got good stuff. does he have a spot on this team? And I hope it doesn't get to the point where 3 or 4 years go by and he's still just back and forth with the Yankees.
I think the Clint Frazier comparison that you bring up is very interesting because I do kind of see it in the sense of Clint was so up and down for his first couple years with the Yankees until he finally got the opportunity to prove himself and kind of made his mark. But it took a lot for that to happen. I mean, it seemed like the only time the Yankees actually called Clint up was when there were like four different injuries in the
Yeah.
outfield. So I don't want that to be the case with Deivi Garcia because I really do like him and I think that he has a lot of potential for the Yankees. But like you mentioned, Corey Kluber likely isn't going to be back next season, right? So that's going to open up a rotation spot. But let's also not forget Luis Severino is coming back this
Yep.
summer, so he's going to be taking a rotation spot as well. So I think it really relies heavily on Domingo Germán and his performance. But the only thing that irks me a little bit is it seems like Domingo Germán is getting more of an opportunity at the major league level than Deivi Garcia is, and I think that's the only thing that's frustrating me and a lot of fans as well. Because why not give Deivi Garcia that opportunity compared to
Yeah,
Domingo, right?
and it's a little scary for next season when, like you said, it's going to be next season. It's going to be Cole, Tyone, Sevy, Monty. Those are four spots we could probably set in stone,
Yeah,
barring any crazy injury or anything like that. So that leaves a fifth spot for presumably Clark Schmidt, Devi, and maybe Domingo, depending on his performance this season. I think if Domingo keeps struggling, don't think he's going to be a Yankee next season.
yeah.
But let's just say he pitches okay to keep himself around. Who do you think gets the first shot at that fifth spot out of those three guys? I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be Domingo, and I'm gonna say Devi is third.
Yeah,
I just I
that's
just feel like
exactly how I
that's
would put
how
it.
this organization views him, and I don't know if that's necessarily right. I think Clark first. I think Clark deserves a shot. He deserves a fair chance to like show what he has in the
I
majors,
agree.
in a start, not in relief, like in Baltimore. I just think both of those guys have such a higher ceiling than Domingo Germán.
Yeah, and I think the crazy thing is that I think the Yankees are still hanging on to Domingo Germán's 2019 performance, first half 2019 performance, because he was very good
Mhm.
in the first half, kind of fell off in the second. But I don't know if we're ever going to see that again, especially with the way the Yankees lineup has been struggling. He's not going to be getting that same run support. And I think that's also a key for him as well.
Yeah,
Domingo Germán is a guy who pitches very well when he has good run support. The Yankees aren't going to give that to him lately. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I would say if by June 1st, we haven't seen at least one appearance by Deivi Garcia in the major leagues, I'm going to be a little bit concerned. Just a little bit because I don't want him getting too comfortable pitching in AAA, and then when he comes up to the major leagues again, it's like a culture shock from going like major league pitching back to AAA, back to major league, back to AAA.
I think
I don't
that's
like
yeah.
the whole up and down. You know what I mean? If you're gonna bring him up, keep him up, and that was my main concern after last season that they weren't gonna put him on the rotation going into this year. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But listen, shout out to you, Debbie. Debbie, if you're watching, love you. But that is going to wrap things up for today. Everyone, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Like I always say, we're going live before and after every Yankees game this season. Hope everyone enjoys the live streams. They're a good time. You guys know the drill. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace.